Hey guys, Dave, Sticky RX. So, got a little bit of a sad story here for a customer that was burned and lied to about refinishing. Gentleman took his car to an independent service shop in Jersey to have some work done, and the topic of sticky buttons came up. And the mechanic said, "Oh, we don't have to send them out. We can do that here for you." This customer was promised the type of quality that we deliver, decided to go ahead with it, spent, my understanding is, around $9,000 to have this work done, got the car back, was sick to his stomach about the quality or lack thereof, absolutely horrific. So did some research, found us, gave me a call, we had a long discussion. He explained to me, I didn't see any pictures at that point, but he explained to me what was done, and I just could tell right away it was like a clean job, it was terrible. And he said, I got to have this done the right way. We got to get everything to you. So I hooked him up with Sean over at Ferrari Central Jersey. Sean's a great guy. I used to do a lot of business with him at Fort Lauderdale. Now he's over at Jersey. We're doing a lot of business with him there. Really stand-up guy. The customer, Chris, took the car there, met with Sean. They went over everything and decided, okay, let's get it all done right. And there were some parts that weren't even done. Central Jersey pulled everything out, shipped it to us. I've got the parts here. Going to show you all this, going to show you how they came in, going to show you through the process, and going to show you when they're done how we do things. Now, I want to be clear. We make these videos to help educate the consumer. It's that simple. You have no idea how many times customers get burned by the lies told about this trade or this topic. Selling dealers will say, oh, all stickies addressed. No stickies. Everything's taken care of, right? And customers they accept that. They don't take the time to understand, well, wait a minute, were the parts just clean? Were they refinished? Were they replaced with new parts? If they were refinished, who did it? So without asking those specific questions, now this case is a little different, but without asking those questions, very specifically, you don't get accurate answers. So we have a ton of customers that buy cars that are promised that there's no stickies, and that may be true if they're just cleaned, but they don't look good. And then they find out after, oh, it's not right, and they have to send it to us to be redone. In this case, it was a little different. The customer was promised by a mechanic. I don't even understand this. It's like, stay in your lane. If you're a mechanic, do mechanic work. I'm sure the mechanic's probably a great mechanic, but he's got no business messing with sticky parts when he doesn't know what he's doing. So we don't do mechanical work here on cars. We're not rebuilding engines, because guess what? That's not what we're an expert in, but we're an expert in refinishing. So we stay in our lane. So anyway, this customer was taken for thousands of dollars, and the quality of work is absolutely pathetic. Wait till you see it. It's terrible. And once again, we want to educate the consumer. Pay attention, go to websites, ask questions, call me anytime. I answer the phone 365 days a year. You can call me on Christmas, I don't care, and I'm going to give you the straight story. But this is why we do these videos. Hopefully we reach and save a few people from getting burned like this gentleman did. But stay tuned, we'll show you the rest. Have a great day. Okay guys, so here are the parts, the way they came in. We take everything out of the package and stage it for photos. And I'm going to show you some of the workmanship that this mechanic decided to venture out of his lane of being a mechanic and tried to sell a customer. Well, he did sell a customer on refinishing. So as you can see, very typical. All he did was do a clean job. All right, and then when you do this, you're left with this very, very shiny finish if you're lucky enough to not wipe out the graphics. But here's one of the best parts. So likely he did this in the car where the dealer has now taken everything apart. Look at the side of this. And guess what? That is your sticky coating, because he didn't get around the sides just by doing a sloppy clean job. So we have that there. And by the way, we're going to take all this apart, and I'm going to show you it when it's further apart. So here's the transmission switch buttons, which, by the way, we reproduce. You don't even have to send those to us to be refinished anymore. In fact, we don't refinish them. We just install our reproductions, because it's less money to do that than actually refinish them. You can see these are all shiny. They've just been cleared up, cleaned off. When I disassemble this, you're going to see the side of this is still going to have the sticky coating. This, I don't know if anything was done to this part at all. If it was, it's a rattle can. Hard to say. Nothing was done with the vents, so likely Ferrari Central Jersey discussed with the client and said, hey, there's other parts that haven't been even addressed. Let's get them all done. But take a look at this climate control unit. So needless to say, the caps that go on the dials came off, and this tech decided to put these crappy carbon fiber stickers on that don't even fit within the dial. You know, just absolutely terrible. I feel so bad for this customer. Here's this main VDA TFT pod. Clean buttons here. Did something on this. I don't know what. It looks terrible. You know, put a piece of electrical tape over here. I don't know why. Probably to hold it together. A lot of times these screw posts are blown apart. I'm doing this filming with one hand here, but just crazy. So here's the other TFT cleaned off. You know, look at the finish on that dial cap. This is all horrific. I couldn't even sleep at night. And again, of course, the sides, nothing's been done. Similarly with these steering wheel controls, the face all cleaned off, the side all still sticky, and all that stuff's gonna ultimately melt out and bleed over through time. Mirror control, same thing, just cleaned off. The suspension button, nothing was even done with this. It's full on sticky. We'll take care of all that, of course. Headlight control, you know, cleaned off, not cleaned off. I don't know, cleaned off here, just looks horrific. Now, this is another testimonial. When you hear people on the internet, all these rodents talking about, oh, just use alcohol, clean it, Neutrogena wipes, all the other nonsense potions. Well, this is what you get. You get a cleaned off part that looks super glossy. It looks horrible, yet some people just think that that's okay, I guess. I don't know. And here you go. Look at this. Absolutely terrible. Window switches, same thing. See, cleaned off. Look at the side. They didn't even bother to take these out. There's all your sticky coating right on the side. This, I don't know if feels like there's a rattle can coating on this bezel. Look at these steering column covers. I mean, this is like amateur hour at its best. It's just so bad. You know, rattle can, total crap. It looks horrific. I don't know what people are thinking. We don't wrench on cars here. Do you know why? Because we're not experts on wrenching on cars. We're experts at refinishing parts, the greatest standard in the world. We've got a 8,000 square foot manufacturing facility to do what we do best. We stay in our lane. We don't go do things that we're not experts on. I don't understand why people don't stay in their own lane. Here you go, more on the dome light assembly. Looks terrible. This child seat bezel. Now, you don't really see this in the car, but still it looks like hell. Obviously, this part wasn't even done, nor were these vents. And these door pockets, kind of like just wiped off a little bit. Again, looks terrible. This instrument cluster bezel, which is a ton of work, by the way. These parts can be a real nightmare to get in all these cavities and make it right. This has all been rattle can finished. It looks horrific. Look at it. I just don't even know how you could have a conscience and do this, especially at, this apparently $9,000 bill. So there you have it. We're going to get everything disassembled, and I'll show you that section and some of the other bleed through and everything when everything's disassembled, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys, here is the first phase of disassembly on this job. So you'll see we take everything completely apart. The switch panels apart. We take out the little icons that are in there. Okay, surprisingly enough, this must have been taken apart to be cleaned around a little bit, but you'll see these weren't. They're all sticky coating on the side. This is very typical. There's gonna be sticky coating inside here. Okay, so that's the first phase of disassembly. Okay, so here is the second phase of disassembly, and you can see on the climate control panel, all this white crap, so it was not taken apart, not surprised. Okay, this is whatever chemical was used, leaching between. It's all inside where all the buttons go here. It was actually making the buttons kind of stick. None of this is surprising. You know, you go on Ferrari chat or other places in the internet and you listen to all these rodents talking about Neutrogena wipes and, you know, alcohol and all of these, you know, hocus pocus potions. But the reality is that when you clean stuff, this is the crap that you get. So, you know, buyer beware. You want to spend a day with Neutrogena wipes thinking you're going to save all kinds of money, and this is what you're going to be left with. Knock yourself out. But, you know, this is why we have amazing customers all over the world that value what it is that we do, because we do it right. Take everything apart. Look at the whole side of that button is still sticky. There's a chrome trim ring that goes on here. Of course, under it's all sticky. We take all that stuff apart. Here, right underneath the main dial, it gets all sticky. These posts are all blown up on the back. That's actually kind of common. We've got a way to repair that. This part has got a crack on the bottom side. Again, we'll repair all that. This was painted on the back side. So, well, this one doesn't have any graphics on this particular one, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But it'll all get stripped regardless. Same thing, open button, all crap on the sides. Now, nothing was done at all to the vent slats, but as you see, we taken everything apart. Okay, same thing on the headlight control. Look at the side, all this crap. So, you know, this is what you get when, you know, you think that you can play in the same league as we do. It just kind of cracks me up that, you know, we have shops that they get our price list, and what they do is they shave a little bit off and they tell the customer, oh, we can do it and save you a bunch of money. And they portray like they're doing what we're doing, and you can see they're not. Wait till you see the end video here with the finished parts. It'll blow you away. Stay tuned. This is part 2 of this assembly. There'll be one more part coming up. Okay, here is part 3 of the disassembly. So the instrument cluster bezel, we remove the trim and the glass to do it right. And then these are the door pockets. We also remove the leather and everything. We have to grind off the bottom. These are heat staked, so is this bezel. So there you go. Everything is all set. We'll show you the process as we go forward.
Okay, we have a Ferrari 458 from Ferrari of Central New Jersey. Came from prep department. It was stripped and prepped. And up here we have our gauge bezels. And here we have our columns and slats and other parts ready for paint. And down here we have all our backlit and white and solid black for the Ferrari 458.
Okay, so here we have all the parts out of paint. And we're at our laser station where we're getting ready to laser all the graphics. So you see all these parts are plain, no graphics on them. We'll get them lasered and then it'll go over to assembly. Okay, so now all the parts have been laser etched and we will begin to get these all back together and assembled. Okay, so here we have the completed job. So up in the top bin here, we have the instrument cluster bezel. We have the steering cover surround. Now, if you look at our coating, it actually is almost identical to the factory OEM coating. And this new coating is all of our coatings are hard touch. This is also a hard touch, but this has soft touch feel properties, even though it is a hard touch coating, which is outrageous. It's got very, very good mar, scratch, abrasion resistance. Of course, excellent chemical resistance, as all of our coatings always have. So in here we have the tack cone, child seat bezel. This is a bezel that goes in the center of the dash. The door pockets. This is a bezel that's shocking that they paint this soft touch. This goes under the center vents. You don't ever even see it, but it certainly melts. We've got the defroster vents here. These are our reproduction reverse auto PS switches, all laser etch graphics. So here we've got the bulk of the instrumentation. We've got the climate control panel here, and all laser etch graphics, suspension decoupling button, with that blue ring. It's a very tricky part to do. Got our TFT pods. Parking control. Headlight control. The other TFT, the nav radio unit. There's more steering wheel controls, the wiper control, the high beam. So you can see the stark difference in a full professional job versus somebody in the back of the shop cleaning parts off and doing whatever they do. I don't know. We've got the glove box open switch, the mirror control. And again, folks, all this stuff, as you saw, is fully disassembled. Our dome light assembly. Okay, these are some of the seat rockers. These are the window switch icons. And then below here we have the vent assemblies. Yes, these vents are, all the slats are soft touch, so these are fully disassembled, recoated, and put back together. So there you have it, and we will show you also the packaging to finish this up, because we take the packaging very serious, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so here is the order packed up, ready to get transferred in the actual box. We start by wrapping every part with this nice foam, followed by bubble wrap here, and then every item has a job, the customer, the order number, and what the part is, so that you can determine what's what. We're going to be adding pictures to all these labels. We have it on a few right now. But next we'll show you how this is all set up in the box. Here are all the parts wrapped up in the box, and then we'll cover this up with additional bubble. So here's the final box. We have the customer and order number here. Everything is stapled, tape closed, well packed, so none of this can get damaged. And what we also do is we have a checklist. We cross off all the items as we put them in the box. That way we know nothing is missed. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.